Welcome to Kyle Johnston Mic'd Up. I am your host, Kyle Johnston. This is for the late night addicts, the early morning coffee drinkers, and the degenerate gamblers. This is my daily sports pick section. I'm going to have them out daily for you. Got about 6 or 7 wagers, 6 or 7 plays to go through. Of course, it's Monday Night Football going on tonight. That's the big showcase, but we also got a full slate of college basketball, full slate of NBA basketball. Only a couple games on the frozen pond tonight. But Philadelphia takes the stage in the Monday Nighter. The Eagles are hosting the Green Bay Packers, who have been absolutely fucking god-awful lately. The Green Bay Packers, people keep asking and wondering what's wrong with the Packers. Now, as I sit here and watch the fucking Packers, they've lost 3 in a row. They haven't covered 0-2 ATS the last 2 games. And I see the personnel that the Packers keep fucking rolling out. And I keep wondering, I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing drafting? Who are they drafting? Like, who's on their practice roster? I know the general manager. I know they're a small town club, fucking publicly shared, I'm pretty sure. They try not to dip into the free agency pool too much. But, something's got to give sooner or later when you keep bringing back the likes of James Stark. You know what I mean? Like, if only they could bring back John Kuhn. They had, James Jones last year. Like, you think they'd fucking roll somebody out here that's been on the practice roster, a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick, especially on the defensive side, especially on the offensive line, which is in shambles. The Green Bay Packers, when you look at it and you add it all up, it's not surprising. Yeah, they have a good quarterback. Yeah, they do have a good quarterback. But when the quarterback can't make decisions, quarterback can't play defense, you know what I mean? You start to have a lot of problems. It starts to add up. Quarterback can't play doctor either and keep people fucking healthy. Now, as it stands right now, Philadelphia Eagles are minus 4-point favorites in this game. The total in this game is 47.5. Now, when I look at it, and after I said all that, and I just sat here and ripped the Green Bay Packers, seems that everybody likes the Philadelphia Eagles tonight. The public's on the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not like riding the public, especially Monday nighters, primetime games. This is the 3rd game in a row on the road for the Packers, so you got to be a little weary about it. You got to tread a little water, but you also got to put the money down on the table. You got to put the money where your mouth is. And I like the Green Bay Packers tonight. Yeah, their ATS is crap. I really like the under tonight more than anything. These teams are 2-8 to the under in the last 10 against each other. Or 8-2, I guess I should say, to the under. So I like the Green Bay Packers at +4. I think if the Eagles do squeak out a win, it won't be anything by more than 4. I'd love to get 4.5, buy a point up and get +4.5 Green Bay Packers. I think that's looking pretty damn good. I like the under at 47.5. I got it at 48. I really like the under. Tease the Green Bay Packers. Tease the under. I think you're looking okay. I just don't think the Eagles have the firepower to put up 24, 25 plus points in this game. I'm looking at like a 24-16 Green Bay Packers win in the Monday Nighter tonight. I look for the Green Bay Packers defense to show up. Clay Matthews is a lot healthier. Carson Wentz isn't the biggest threat in the world. Jordan Matthews and the wide receiver core can't fucking catch a ball. So I'm leaning to the Green Bay Packers when it's all said and done, even though most of the trends are leading towards the Philadelphia Eagles. But I like the under. I like the under in the Monday Nighter. Let's move over to the hard court. We got some ACC Big Ten matchups going down. I'm a Big Ten fan. I'm a big Michigan Wolverine fan. So I watch a lot of Big Ten basketball. One thing I know about some Big Ten basketball is they're not as strong on the road, especially to the over or under. I like to play the under. I find that teams, sometimes they either can't keep up to the other conferences, or sometimes they try to lock it down. And it's one of those classic Big Ten basketball games. Now, I'd rather have a Big Ten basketball team at home doing that, but I think the same can be done on the road. But Florida State, the Sentinels, they're hosting the Minnesota Golden Gophers. As it stands right now, Minnesota is minus 9.5 point favorites. Total in this game right now, which is not so much of my concern. Let me just pull it up. It's 163.5. Now, these aren't your fucking old Florida State Sentinels that like to lock it down on defense. You know, they're scoring points, they're putting points up, they're allowing points, they're a free shooting team. Dwayne Bacon, what a fucking name, eh? Could go for some bacon right now. Some maple bacon, shit like that. You know, nice little fucking egg McMuffin or something like that too, with some bacon on it or something. But Dwayne Bacon and Jonathan Isaac have been fucking shooting the shit out of the ball for the Florida State Sentinels, leading the way. Now it's a big test for Coffey and Murphy, who are going to lead the way for the Golden Gophers. I think it's just going to be a little too much for them to overcome. I think they'll put up a half-decent showing, but I think the Sentinels will be able to put up a lot of points on the Golden Gophers tonight. I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up. I don't think we're going to see one of those classic Big Ten basketball games. I think they're going to try Golden State. I think that's going to hinder them to slow a game down a little bit. So I can see Florida State kind of pulling away. It used to be, I think it opened up at -7. It's minus 9.5 now. So jump on the Florida State Sentinels if you like the Sentinels. I like them tonight. I'll try to rip through these a little quicker. The Utah Utes, they're at home against the Butler Bulldogs. And the Butler Bulldogs are coming off a big win against Arizona in the Las Vegas Invitational. Big comeback victory. And they're going to try to keep the momentum going, but I don't think they can. Recreate the hype. You know, a tournament final is a tournament final in the end, right? So I think the Bulldogs will come out and play a half decent game against the Utah Utes, but I don't think either team quite has the firepower to get to the total as it stands right now. Butler's minus 1.5 point road favorites. Total in this game is 142.5. Now Butler's off to a really good start. Utah Utes are doing what the Utah Utes usually do. Tough to play in Utah. I like the under 142.5. I'm looking for a classic Butler Bulldog matchup. You know, both teams around mid-60s. I think it's going to come down to the final minute of the game. See some fouling, maybe a last-minute three-point shot. But I look for Butler to come out a little slow. That's why I like the under. I like the under 142 in the Utah Utes Butler Bulldog game. Keep an eye on Charbacks for Butler. Good player, man. Good player. And Kellen Martin, he's been struggling a little bit, but he's starting to heat up. Had a good game against Arizona. So Butler's starting to play well, but I like the under. I like the under 142.5. Now, team I love to say is the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Gotta love college for their fucking nicknames, their team names. So the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, they're on the road in Illinois to take on Northwestern. As it stands right now, Northwestern's minus 4.5 point home favorites. Total in this game is 152.5. Now I like Wake Forest at plus 4.5 from the ACC on the road, but I really like the under 152.5. I really like it. This is the game. I was just talking about the Big Ten teams that like to try to slow it down, and I don't think the Golden Gophers of Minnesota will be able to do it against Florida State. But at home, I think Northwestern Wildcats can pull it off against the Demon Deacons and frustrate them a little bit, slow the game down. So I like the under 152.5 a lot, but I think Wake Forest at plus 4.5 is definitely a look. I think there's a lot of fucking value there. They're a very good team. Probably find out really how good they are once they jump into their ACC schedule. They put up 77 points against number 2 Villanova, so they can score. That was at home, though. So this is on the road. Kayshawn Woods leading the way for the Demon Deacons. Pretty damn good little fucking player. Outstanding shooter. But Law, the sophomores for Northwestern, Law, and their junior guard, Scott Lindsay, you know, they're pretty good shutdown fucking players. They can score the points themselves. I think they're going to be in the game. Northwestern, but I like the Demon Deacons plus 4.5. And I really like the under 152.5. Now over on the hardcore of the NBA, the professionals, the big boys, I am leaning early on in one direction. Hometown team Toronto Raptors are back at home. They're taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. The Raptors just went 3-2 on a 5-game road trip that took them out to the West Coast. Didn't fare too well against the real West Coast teams. You know, a loss against Sacramento, a loss against the Clippers. But they're back at home, and you know what I like? You know what I think about teams coming off a long road trip, especially when they have to go to the West Coast, playing the first game back at home. They're going to be a little sleepy. They're not going to come out as strong. You know, they are fucking human beings. They got shit to do. So as it stands right now, the Raptors are minus 15-point favorites. We're seeing the public jump on them a little bit. Total in this game's 207. The Sixers are coming off a game against the Cavaliers where they had a pretty good showing at home. So they're on the road for the first time in a little while. I think the 76ers hang tough. Joel Embiid, if he plays, his wrist's a little banged up, Joel Embiid. But I think he does play. He's a fucking force. He's one to watch. But I think the Sixers come out and jump on the Raptors a little early. I think the Raptors are going to be a little sleepy. I think the Raptors are going to win. But I don't think the Raptors are going to cover 15, maybe buy a point, get it at 15.5. Feel a little bit more comfortable. But I like the Philadelphia 76ers on the road, plus 15, to cover against the hometown team, Toronto Raptors. I'm not a big Raptors fan. I don't mind them. The only Toronto team I don't really mind, other than Toronto FC. But the MLS is the MLS. Totally fucking agree with a lot of the fucking pro. It's the MLS, man. It is what it is. Speaking of the MLS, Toronto FC is a big matchup Wednesday night against the Montreal Impact. I'll have a little preview game for that. Maybe I'll rip down to the BMO Field and check that out since I'm pretty close. I'm like a 10-15 minute train ride from BMO Field. But remember, you can find my work on Twitter at kjohnstonmikedup. You can find my work on my blog site, kylejohnstonmikedup.wordpress.com. Hopefully everybody's winners and wagers come through. May the winners be yours. And remember, if you're not laying the money down on the table, you're not winning.
Take my life on the pride for those who died. Till the end, take my life on the pride for those who died.